Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today is my gentle juice fasting day. It's a day of great joy because getting used to it over the years and decades. I do it every week, one day, only one day. That's why we call it gentle. I don't push myself. I'm very slow. If I feel bad, I eat something or so. I slow down the fasting, the cleansing process. But once a week, it's very easy if I get used to it. I'm really looking forward, and I have less kitchen work. I don't need to care about food so much. I make one juice every time, one new recipe. Like today, I make a celery juice. I made two celery juices before, and I'm a big fan now. Before, it was a little bit difficult. Celery has a very strong flavor. I used it rather as a seasoning, as a main ingredient. But then I found a recipe from a friend. 2 stalks, 2 sour apples. Tried it, wow. Add a little bit of lemon. That was my first recipe. It was really nice. And then I made one apples and I think it was oranges. And today I make the third one. Apples, oranges, and pears and parsley. It's a little bit of a complex recipe. I have 2 greens now. Parsley here, a bunch of parsley. And the celery stalk. You know, one stalk, that's a head, not a stalk, a head of celery, you know, with the greens and everything. And one bunch of parsley. You cut it into pieces that fit into the blender, or into the juicer, whatever juicer you have. I have one that is slow and has a small opening only, and a large blender. With a fast blender, you can put whole apples in there. That doesn't work as a slow one. And there comes more out of it, and you can juice also greens. When you have a large blender with a fast, then you cannot almost not juice the greens. I had one too at first. They are great, but not for greens. So for greens, the power juices here, I take a slow juicer. Highly recommended. They're good ones now. And you can talk about it in the chat and ask me if you want to know more about that. So it's an easy topic. But you also can take a blender. You blend the things and then filter it. Yeah, it's also a way. Okay, you can ask me also. Okay. So now celery juice, and the thing today is the parsley is another green that is powerful and has also a little bit of strong flavor, like celery, but even stronger. It's a little bit sour and peppery a little bit maybe, and it goes perfectly with the pear. The pear parsley is an amazing combination. Here is a pear, yeah. And that is a classic juice in my kitchen, a classic smoothie also in salads, you know, pears and parsley are perfect. I talk about it in other videos. Really nice, you can try it. That's why I felt, well, why not adding parsley to the celery? Somehow it seemed similar. I will try it, let's see. And the apple and the orange makes the pear 3. Yeah, that makes together with the pear 3. And here, oranges and apples, similar amounts, pretty much so, with a pear. That is a very nice juice by itself, apple, orange, pear. I was surprised. It's a juice by itself. I have it out already in the video. Delicious, yeah. Perfect balanced, sour, sweet, a little bit bitter from the pear. If you want to say the pear is bitter, usually not, but there is a little bit in the peel, yeah. It's not in the apple, not in the orange. Yeah, orange, yeah, too. They have also something bitter in the peel. We don't take the peel usually for the orange, but it has an affinity. And that fits so nicely, it makes it a creamy, nice, delicious, super delicious juice. You're going to try the pear, orange, apple juice. And now I took it with the celery and with the parsley. Let's see. And I have lemon and ginger to make it a little bit nicer, to power it, to boost it, to give it a more intense flavor, also for the nutrients to be better absorbed. That is a job of the ginger. The lemon makes it all fresher, keeps it fresher. They're high antioxidants, and ginger is more anti-inflammatory. It has a huge amount of power for making other nutrients better intake. Yeah. So I try that now. Let's see what happens. I come back in a sec when I show you the juice. Hey, I have a liter juice here from one head celery, a cup apples, pears, and oranges each. Maybe 2 small apples or so, a large pear or something. You have a juice oranges, maybe 3 or 4. A bunch of parsley, lemon, and a good amount of ginger root. So the important flavor here is, of course, the celery and the parsley and the fruit juice to balance it, but also the lemon was important. I wouldn't take too much ginger or lemon peel. I sometimes take. It's not recommended here. I tried a little bit. It's okay with a little bit, but you know, the celery and the parsley, the greens, very powerful. They have a lot of bitter flavors, and if you add bitter flavors from the lemon peel or from the ginger, there are also some. You like to slightly overdo it, and then the bitter flavor becomes predominant. It's not recommended. Maybe a little bit. The ginger also not too much. But then, otherwise, I guess it might be nice juice. I didn't try the end juice here, this version. You always have little batches when you begin. You put it together. Also, one thing I want to say, if you have a slow juicer and you don't have experience with the green juices, I recommend, especially with the celery stalks, they have a lot of fiber, long, hard fiber. And if you cut the celery stalks into pieces, you have shorter fiber. The fiber is too long. It will roll around the juicer in the middle, and then it blocks the juicer. So for one, I cut the celery stalks into smaller pieces to make the fibers shorter, and then I add. I first juice a little bit of celery, then apple, then orange, then parsley. So I mix the ingredients. I don't juice first one ingredient and the other one. That doesn't work either so well, because when you juice the green first and then a little bit of apple, then the juicer has easier job, because the juicer doesn't like to only greens, because then it's easily stuck, especially with the celery. So that's just a technical thing. So now I'll taste the juice. I hope it is great. I think it's a very expressive juice because of the greens. And the lemons are always, in general, and not with the peel, but the lemons, the sour flavor. Because it always balances nicely for the greens. Let's see. Texture is nice, color is nice. It's not too runny a juice. When you have only celery and apple, it's pretty runny. It's nice, light, fresh. So that celery apple juice in the morning with a little bit of lemon, it's a perfect starter because it's so light and refreshing. It's like going out into a green field, the lawn in the morning. Fresh, yeah, that's freshness pure. But here I have more also oranges and pears, more creaminess. It's a little bit different, more citrus fruit, and the parsley, very powerful. The flavor is a little bit different than this light and fresh, just celery apple juice with a little bit of lemon. So let's taste it. I'm very excited. Oh yeah, it's nice here. It's the freshness from the celery and apple is there. This freshness is clearly there, and it's now rounded more rounded with the other flavors: the parsley, the pear, orange. Very nice. I highly recommend it. Let's have a look at the juice. I show you what it looks like when I pour it into my glass, and you have an impression. You see, it's the texture. You see, it's a little bit creamier. Color is nice, light green. The parsley makes it a little bit darker, of course. Dark leafy green, among our powerful, healthiest foods. And I will drink that now slowly, like a meal, not drinking it fast when I'm thirsty or so. It's better to drink it slowly, especially on a fasting day. What I do is I reduce the calories, for one, and two, I pause digestion. And that's mean I take the fiber out of the food. This is the fiber. This is not digestible, but it's needed for a healthy intestine. Intestines are depending on fiber because that's what the bacteria use to separate the nutrients from the non-nutrients. They go out, and so without these, digestion rests. They have no job. And that's the part of the fasting day that I find so interesting, because resting digestion, pausing digestion, means I have all the energy for the other things I do on a day. And usually 60% of the energy of the food goes into digestion. That's how important it is for the body. 40% only can be used. Now I can use 100%. All of the nutrients go directly into the bloodstream. Also, that's why I have to drink slowly, because if it goes fast, drink it fast, without digestion, it goes directly into the bloodstream. There can be sugar spikes. In juices especially, they have a lot of sugar with the fruit. Spikes the blood to levels, high levels, and the insulin comes into imbalance. That's the whole system gets confused. So then you might feel dizzy or something's not good happening. So that's to avoid. Slowly drinking solve the problem. Very easy. And tomorrow when I eat again, I will begin slowly too, because my body wants to eat more, because you're reducing calories. The body doesn't like that. The body wants to have more calories as it's used to, and so my body wants to have more food tomorrow than I need. But I have to be a little disciplined, and then after some time, I can eat normal again. Basically the whole story. And one important thing, if you like fasting, you want to do that. I drink every fasting day 4 liters. I count a little bit, because easily I overlook that. I just don't drink enough, and then I have a little headache maybe. Oh, it doesn't go away. What can I do? So instead of getting my headache or something, because fasting is a very strong cleansing, inner cleansing. The body cleanses, the mind gets clarity, because the metabolism, how we get energy, changes on a fasting day. Reducing calories means you go into ketosis. Ketosis means the body doesn't burn sugar for power. It burns ketones, smaller molecules. It's more effective, and it cleanses itself by that. So all the toxins that come from the fat goes into the blood, and then you have a toxic blood. And if you have too much and you drink not enough to wash it out again, it can cause some trouble. So that's why I drink enough. 4 liters for me is enough. You fix it, you find out for yourself. But drinking a lot is important. Water, juices, tea, plant milks, whatever, broth, veggie broth. So everything, that doesn't matter. And you add some fiber, with a smoothie, for example, where the fiber is in, it's a whole food. Then you slow down the fasting process. And that can be good, because if I feel too pushy or too nervous on a fasting day, I just slow down a little bit. It can be very challenging. If you fast, the cleansing can be strong. Even if you do the gentle juice fasting, over years you get deeper and deeper into layer after layer in the body. You get to memories and to also toxins or to obstacles that are hidden in the body over the years and decades. And do it every week for decades, you go deeper and deeper down to these levels, and the body can heal on deeper and deeper levels. Sometimes you cannot heal something immediately because it's hidden. There are other things that have to be done before. And the fasting is like a drilling deeper and deeper into it to find everything. But you have to persistence, of course, over the decades. That's my experience. I do it long now. And this way of fasting, where I do only 1 day a week and only with juices, 0 calorie fasting is very powerful, but it's very challenging. So it is great, or more days than 1 day. It's of course also recommended, but for long term, doing it always, for going deeper and deeper, it needs time anyway. The longer you live, the more time it needs to work it through to the base. So you need that time anyway. And you can't force it. Doing a brutal fasting over a week or so, it's very tough. And do that over long years, and there's a limit, But to me, I can only tell for myself, the gentle juice fasting 1 day a week goes forever, for everybody, because, even science says, if you only fast 1 day and you feel great and healthy, there's no problem. But if you fast longer than 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, there can be damages inside the inner organs that you don't even notice. So when you do longer fasting, you should have a medical surveillance. Somebody, a medical professional, should ask them or so. Because sometimes we don't notice what happens inside. It's all hidden. A lot of things are hidden. But the gentle juice fasting is completely easy. If you feel great, that's important. And you're healthy, of course. It's important. You're healthy. You have to check, make your health check. That's, of course, recommended. If you have that, fasting, no problem. We have always done the fasting through our history, humans, I mean. We didn't have always food, so fasting was normal. Many of our habits today, of our feelings and what we desire, comes from that. Enough now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. 1 day a week I make a juice or a plant milk or something, a broth or so. Also tea, I make some teas also nice. To make a new recipe every day, I can enjoy really the endless vegan variety. That's why I'm doing it, because there are so many plants we don't even think about eating. So, and making a new recipe every single day, counting the ingredients, that kind of makes sure I have more and more ingredients in my menu, more and more plants. Again, you can also find me, thank you again, I hope you enjoyed. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And if you want to go to Facebook, in Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, at the Facebook page, Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, there I post all my juice recipes separate. Because for the fasting, I usually juice for the fasting, because on a regular day I eat whole food. Plant-based juice is not whole food, the fiber is away. On a regular day with a normal digestion, everything, that is recommended to eat the fiber too. That's the healthiest diet, of course. So, Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, feel free, very welcome. See you soon.